On July 3rd, 1939, the whole town of Glendive lined these banks right here where I'm sitting, the whole town, to see Clarence Giles complete a Guinness Book of World's Record swim off a dare down at the Elks Club from Billings, Montana, 288 miles away. Right here in Glendive. Now here's my buddy Scott Giles. I went to years of elementary school with Scott here at Washington School in Glendive, and he'd always tell me about his great-grandpa who swam from Billings to Glendive. What a story. I didn't believe him. Well, recently, he was kind enough to share with me some of the original video of his great-grandpa completing the swim. Clarence Giles was a 41-year-old livestock auctioneer who completed the longest distance covered in a continuous open water swim back in 1939. It was in 1939, long before wetsuits. In fact, he had to cover his whole body with axle grease. So according to Scott, Clarence did this on a dare with some of his buddies down at the Elks Club over pool. His family would travel right with him by the route and the highway, and they could see him at points. So that's how they kept track of him. They followed him with the car along from Billings to Glendive. He got hit in the eye with a twig, and he had to tread water until a doctor came and looked at it. He said, "The toughest part of the swim was a surprise to me. Just above the Buffalo Rapids, where the water pitched downward sharply for 75 feet, there was a whirlpool at the bottom, and I got caught in it and smacked around pretty hard before I could work my way out," explained Giles to the Lawrence Journal World in 1939. He hit all kinds of wood and boulders as he swam and drifted at a pace of 3.6 miles per hour. He stopped only once, interestingly adhering to the not quite then established rules of two-way channel swimmers, when he stopped for only 10 minutes en route while his escort car was stalled. The car was used by his wife and daughter to supply him food along the course. Clarence then got all these sorts of speaking engagements, including one with the game warden of Alcatraz as they were dedicating the new pools, like one of the largest of the nation at the time. Clarence even made a bet with the game warden of Alcatraz that he could swim to shore, but the game warden didn't take him up on it. There you go. The story of Clarence Giles from my buddy Scott Giles in elementary school. But he told me the story in elementary school. I didn't believe him. But there you go. There's the footage. I mean, look at this river. 288 miles from Billings for 3 days, right here to Glendive. What a story. See you next time.